What's up, investors? Ken here from the Dyslexic Investor, and yes, we're going to be looking at Amazon, and I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season. I know Bezos and company did, aka Amazon. They had oh my gosh, this stupid thing. Here we go. Had one of the best holiday seasons ever. The stock was up ginormous yesterday. This is Friday morning, and we're up still day to day. They're saying they're hitting record sales for the e-commerce giant Amazon. The stock jumped up nearly 5%, like 4.5%. It's just been gangbusters with the Amazon one-day delivery. The stock has been gangbusters again, just going through the roof. We're just going to look here in a second. If you just look back this time last year, the stock was $1,300. And now we're all at 18. It had a great run up to a little over 2K, and now it kind of sold off with some worries. Kind of been trading sideways on the 200 on the the 200 moving average here on the daily chart, and you can just see yesterday. Whew, that is beautiful. So basically, huge gap up, ginormous move. We haven't had a move like this in. This is since January, basically, when we had like the V-shaped bottom, but that was for the overall market that we jumped up substantially higher. We are in this stock. We bought this probably around like 1750-ish in this area here. When I saw this start consolidating, I had this as like a double bottom, and this has been a fantastic move. We're up at least like 2 shares. It's been a nice little runner. And you can see here that I have the marks here for alerts. So if it breaks above this, I would like to loosen up some, and if it closes below this line here, or like the 1730-ish line, I would like to trim it, or potentially add more, depending on how it gets down there. If it gets down with huge red candle down, I don't want to be touching that. If it goes slowly grinding down like a nice feather landing, I would love to buy more of that. But as you see, this is still pre-market. This is Friday morning at 6:40 Eastern Standard Time. We're at 1876 to 1878, so that's the spread. So basically, we're up like 10 more bucks where we are now. I can see this hitting 1900 today. It's going to look at a little further out. We're going to look at a weekly chart. So you can kind of see here, this has Amazon has a monster run for the past couple of years, and then this whole sell-off up here really slowed things down, allowed the moving averages to flatten out, and allowed people to jump back in. A lot of criticism that Amazon gets is it's killing the retail business, which it is. Times are changing. They're closing down 30-40% of retail stores and pushing it on the on demand, basically via their website and their fantastic Prime service. Sorry, I'm still battling a terrible cold. But that being said, like, this is a fantastic chart. So I just want to give you just a bigger perspective on like a monthly. All right. So this stock was $25. That's even before the recession. This has been trading sideways, and it's just been a monster run using, again, the 21 exponential moving average. Each time it hits in this range, I want to be a buyer of this stock. Like, huge pullback again. This is last year into December. Like, that was horrible, but that was an overall correction for a lot of people. I really feel like this has such a potential of just going substantially higher, and that's why we have made it a core position within our portfolio. It's just been consolidating for too long, and it's just kind of been a sleeper. I wanted to show a couple other things here. Due to that big jump, the RSI was kind of high. The Chaikin money flow is fine. Let's go and put that to a weekly. Weekly, it's still considered in consolidation mode. So if it breaks like basically 18 or 1900, this should be kicking off pretty substantially. So I can see this going to at least 18 or 19 to 1950 within a short period of time. Would I be buying into this right now? with very short leash, like if it gets just a small pullback, let's go back down to a daily chart. That's what I like to look at to get on entries. If it pulls back, the thing is, this thing has just jumped up so much. If it pulls back maybe 50, 60 points, which that's going to be a lot on such good news and having a blowout holiday season, it's going to be tough to try to buy into that. If it pulls back to, let's see, what is the 200 at? Like, yeah, I don't think it's going to pull back that much. But again, if it pulls back to like the like 1782, but again, depending on how it gets there, I would be adding in. It's hard for me to tell people to jump in when it just went up $100 bucks, basically 4 or 5% of the stock in one day. But that's usually a good sign to get in. Like, these can last. This, well, usually when moves like this, it just kind of slowly trickles off. But you can see here on the volume. So the volume was quite significant. This is when they had their not so stellar quarter, which got me on my radar. And the guidance was bad. The quarter was great. The guidance was bad. But that being said, so you can see here on the volume indicator. Let's do on a better chart here. What's this guy right here? So you can see here on the green line here, the teal line down here is basically the average of what it is. So it did basically double what it normally does. And you look back, it's kind of hasn't done that in a while. Maybe here it did it, but it already had kind of a monster run. But it did it here as well. This is on its quarter, kind of consolidated and traded higher. Again, you just don't trade off one indicator. There's multiple indicators that I follow that I like this to a thing. Like the squeeze I like, the RSI is pointing up, the shake and money flow is pointing up. Again, this is on a weekly chart because I'm planning to hold this for quite some time. This is going to be pretty good, again, a core position within our portfolio. So looking forward on more good stuff coming out of Amazon and so forth. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Ken from the Dyslexic Investor. Catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.